Think about that. The speech from Independence Day. Yeah. It's a good one.
Well, and that's why I put them in the show notes ahead of time so you could take a look at them and just see, like, is there one that I know an answer to in there or not?
Yeah.
I should have popped out the chat room. Sorry, hang on a second. Pop out chat. There we go. Hello, chat room. Hello, Triple T. How are we this evening on episode 298? About to record.
Happy Thursday, Moo Crow.
Happy Thursday. How's it going? Oh, I forgot to tweet. That thing I'm supposed
Tweet
to
those
do.
deets.
That thing I'm supposed to do.
Pop out the chat room. Pop out the chat room. Pop out the chat room. Dance, dance.
Tell us one thing episode, and you guys can be a part of it. Twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank. There we go.
Let's see.
Ta-da!
There we go. And gonna retweet that. Doink. Boom.
I'm going to put my Discord on D&D. There we go. Shrit. And my retweet. Hello. Hello. How are we this evening? How are we this evening? We've got a show going that'll be just starting soon. Oh shit! I forgot to get my other stuff ready. Hold on. It's like I didn't pull up my keyboard. Oh shit! I'm like, what am I doing? Okay, go back to sleep, Garrus. Go back to sleep, bud. Oh, it's already sticky. Okay, that works.
Ah. There you go.
This one's here. You may pet my head.
But I was gonna bring like a pizza. We're gonna sit and have pizza.
I like your jugs. Oh, there's some good ones here. I got some of our Christmas songs on the soundboard still.
Oh yeah. Let's see here.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody this evening? It's evening time, and we're ready to do a show. It's a Tell Us One Thing episode, so chat room, you guys are gonna be a part of this, because we didn't get any submissions except for one, so we made up some. There's some in the chat room. There's some in the show notes already. We're cool there. But y'all can send us no, I don't want that. I don't want that either. I want this. When all my windows are like stacked around each other in different directions, like I don't want that. I want this. I don't want that window. I want this window. Let me just do this real quick. If you haven't already, you have my permission. That thing I was telling you about yesterday. Is that am I able to read that letter? Is that what you're saying?
I read it when it came in.
Okay, I have not read it.
I didn't know what it was or who it was from. But I was like, wait a dang minute here.
Yeah, Draven.
So I read it immediately.
Draven came into my stream and said I did a thing, and you can't read it yet. And so I was like, okay. So, and I said, well, you're going to have to tell Marconin because he's going to get a copy of it because he gets a copy of every email we send. He was like, oh, crap.
Yeah, I just read your message, Draven, like right before the show.
Oh.
Because I don't get notifications when I get messages through Discord. So I just saw it because I just sat down to my computer. And yeah. So I read it immediately.
I don't know what it is.
Sorry.
I have not read it, so. The cat is snoring. Okay. I just have to wake him up so he doesn't. He's snoring. Is that the thing, Draven? You want me to read that tonight? You need to. I need direction. It's up to me. Okay. Well, I can read it tonight. This is kind of a goofy show. I didn't know if it was meant for the last one, or if it was meant for anything on there too. Is there a certain part of the show that I should read it? Because I clearly do not know what's in it. So. I see a Kalani. I see a Kaya. I see your mom. That kind of sounded really bad for a minute when I was saying that. I see your mom. Oh, goodness. Okay, so he says, well, you already read it, so he defers to you. When should I read this letter?
I don't know. I mean, we could put it in the feedback.
The feedback section? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if we put it in feedback, that would work.
Okay. Well, you're going to get you're going to get a blind read from me on this one, Draven, because I trust you, but I don't normally do blind reads. So I'm putting this trust in you. So, okay. Well, we've already done some sounder testing. By the way, how's everybody doing tonight? Hi. Happy. My hair's all funky right now, like curly and stuff, because I went and got my roots retouched this evening. First time since before BlizzCon. And she just curled my hair, and I'm like, I never get my hair curled. So it looks kind of funky tonight, but I swear it's not really what I do. So I promise I won't embarrass you much. Kindness. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it is nice and wavy, but I've got like, it's all poofy. It's like my headphones are smushing it down. It's so poofy because she put hairspray in it and stuff, and I'm just like, I have poofy hair tonight. Happy new hair. I hadn't done my hair in like 10 weeks, and I'm like, I really need to do this. Desperately need to do this. So it's always something, man. All right. You were intently staring at something. Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, everything's fine.
Okay. I was making sure you were like not So chat room, you guys are going to be able to pop in some tell us one thing questions in the chat when we get there. So think about them now. We have about 6 of them. I put in a bunch that were just kind of ones I pulled. We have one listener submitted one, and if you guys want to make stuff up for us, you can do that. That is not a problem with me. This is going to be a fun episode. We're just going to have some fun. I can't believe it's number 298.
I know.
Tell us one thing. Favorite Triple T memory. Oh,
wow, that's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, let me put that in there. Thank you. That's a good one. All right. All right. I think it's ready check time for the chat room. Chat room, are you ready? Da-da-da. I've been so cold all day, you guys.
I've been rained on all day
Have
today,
you?
so it's been like cold and wet down here, and just like ugh, don't like it.
It got wicked cold over New Year's Day, and then today it got up to 40. So things were starting to melt and everything. Hi, Vashta. It's good to see you. Solomio, good to see you.
Hello, Vashta.
Yeah. So I was out today and it was like, this is downright balmy at 40 degrees after it was 8 degrees of a high on Tuesday.
Oh, goodness.
Right? I know. It was just painfully cold. Yeah, it got super cold. So. All right. We've got a Reese on the desk too.
Come on up, sweetie.
Yay, I'm glad you catch a live show. Current binge-worthy things. Okay, that's a good one. Draven Dresden.
Come on. You can do it.
Do it.
There she is.
Ah, there she is.
Hey, sweetie.
Hi, pretty kitty. Kitty tail.
Yep. She says hello. Okay, Reese. You want in my lap or what?
Lap or desk?
I don't know. She's just sitting or standing here waiting to be petted.
Just waiting for some pets.
Come here. Oh, there you go, sweetie.
Shoulder cat. Have a shoulder cat.
There you go. She's like, I rounded the block. I'm good.
I did my thing. All right. Ready check is done. They are ready for pulling in 10. Actually, it'll be 3. But are you set? Ready to go?
Yep. Ready to roll.
All right. Episode 298 records in 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to Tauren Think Tank, the podcast about the Blizzard gamer behind the keyboard.
It's episode 298 of Tauren Think Tank. Happy New Year! It's 8:11 p.m. on the 3rd of January, 2019. We are on the 3rd day of 2019. My name is Jules, and with me is the man with the cat in front of his face. She keeps bobbing up in front of the camera. I don't know. There's competition on who might be cuter. It's Mark Conan.
There's no competition. It's definitely the cat. Definitely the cat.
Hi.
Hello.
Happy
Welcome
New
to
Year.
2019. Happy New Year to you too.
I know. My goodness. It's so strange to be thinking of that as, 2019. Like, this is a weird time for me because I'm looking at the calendar and I'm looking at, like, so 10 years ago, 2009 is when I made like this really big move of leaving my corporate job to go work in a 100% commission sales job. And
oh yeah,
that was like one of the first really big career risks that I took, and that was 10 years ago. It actually happened in July of 2009. But when you get to that 10-year mark and you're looking at things going, well, that was probably the start of a whole lot of really risky things. Not risky, but I took a lot of like challenges.
Yeah.
In that block of time, and shortly after that is when Triple T started and the podcasting started, and it's just like, wow, I'm having some like decade moments going on there.
Yeah, it's it's kind of like when you go to like your 10-year high school reunion or something like that. It's these big, 10 years. There's not that much more than 9 years, not that much less than 11, but there's just something about the number 10.
Yeah.
10 fingers on your hands.
Yeah.
It's like the end of a big circle, and it's just cool to look back over that time. It just feels like you should have this time to reflect on it. It's really cool.
It is really cool. It's just this is a pretty interesting year for that, just the self-reflection and kind of looking back at the journey that I've taken for the last 10 years plus. And it's just, it was really cool. I mean, we had this in the last episode too. We've had a lot of reflection, right? We've done a lot of reflecting on what happened in the previous 12 months. But there's going to be like, you're like, okay, well now I've got all the resolutions done or kind of decided where I want to go with it. But, now we're in it.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah. And everybody all at once reminded themselves, oh, I didn't go to the gym today. Crap.
I know. Running off
Everybody
to the gym. I'll tell you what, that's probably my gym will fade off in about 2 weeks or so. That's kind of what I was seeing from last year. But yeah, I'm not the kind of person who kind of has the downer after the Christmas holidays and New Year's. I'm like, thank goodness we've gone back to a normal schedule again. And I recorded an episode of Heroes News this week, which I had not done in 2 weeks because I took last week off. And I felt so rusty. I felt like just even like recording solo, editing solo, like I felt like I had lost all my muscle memory.
Yeah.
It was very, very odd. Like I was only off for like 2 weeks, but it just had this, it was a weird feeling. But I'm so glad to be back in a semi-normal schedule again.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling with starting next week. Work will go back to its normal, like my normal schedule, at least until we figure out the new schedule. So at least now I am going to be off work of the 2 same days a week, and it's not going to be extended shifts either. So a little sense of normalcy is back in the work schedule, and that makes me feel a lot better.
Good. So what happened with the last 7 days or so since we last sat down and talked?
Well, just worked a whole lot because that post-Christmas rush, there was a lot of work to be done and got all that knocked out. And then, of course, we had New Year's. We've been saying it since the beginning of the show. We did New Year's. I went to Memphis with my wife, and we hung out with a lot of her friends. We ended up playing. We were at one of her friends' houses that night and just played a bunch of board games, tabletop games. I played one called, I think it's like Bunny Empire or something like that. It's a big board game where you draw cards, you put bunnies on the map, and then you have to like score points and stuff it's like Risk, but with bunnies. So
okay,
yeah, it's interesting. Richard Garfield made it. It's one of the guys or it's the inventor of Magic the Gathering.
Oh,
he still does tabletop games, and that was one of them. So they have. It's the kind of gamer house where they have bookshelves across the entire wall, a couple of walls in a room, and they are full of tabletop games, like at Nerdtacular. Where like at Nerdtacular in that room, just wall to wall board games, and that's the way it was there. So played a couple of board games, got to see a few of her friends that I hadn't seen in a while, and just had a good fun night. And then the next day, I said last week my wife is doing a little bit of like amateur Instagram modeling. So we went to downtown Memphis on New Year's Day, and I shot some pictures of her. Like, actually shot about 1,000 pictures because why not? It's digital. I'm not ruining any film.
Right.
So we did that for a few hours and had a nice dinner, and then drove home. So that was my New Year's. Nothing too fancy, but it was good to get away from work and just kind of away from everything else and just kind of relax for a bit and just take it easy. It was very low key New Year's, so it was nice.
Good.
But did that, and back to the grindstone again as far as work goes. But it's settling back down to that post holiday season rush. So it's going pretty well.
Good.
Going pretty well.
Good.
And of course, it's going really well. I have a cat right here on my computer desk where you can't see her because she's laying down, but being very, very cute. So it's a good day.
It's a very good day.
How about you? How was your New Year's, and how was the last few days of 2018 for you?
It was okay. That after last show, a lot of people reached out and just said very kind words of support, and it was really great. It was great to thank you guys so much. And I got done with the podcast, and I'm like, oh my Lord, I've cried on 2 podcasts in a row today. Like it was like, but the truth is that I was really pretty raw. It's a little bit difficult to kind of talk about what's going on in your life when it feels like it's in a bunch of turmoil. But I had a lot of patience to exercise over the New Year's because obviously with it being a holiday, not a whole lot of movement in terms of job related stuff. Now the holidays are over, I've been getting some more calls from the placement agency for possible jobs. So that's good. That makes me a little bit more confident.
Yeah.
But in that whole process of kind of dealing with what happened and, trying to just pick myself back up again and, keep going forward, I had a really awesome conversation with someone who I've gotten to know a little bit through the Heroes Hearth organization. His name is Ramadi, and he is the team psychologist. He was the psychologist for Heroes Hearth Esports. He's a clinical psychologist, and he's does a lot of research, and so we were talking about just different things related to like toxic behavior and people's motivations, and he said, hey, if you ever need to talk about anything, please. So on Saturday of this weekend, like we sat down and wound up talking for like 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
And it was an amazing conversation. Like and I've known him, like we've played some games together and that kind of thing, but an idea hit me. An idea approached. And it turned out that it was like we were both in the same place at the same time. And that is that we could do a possible show together talking about the topics that will affect us as gamers from a clinical perspective, from an actual mental health pro perspective.
Yeah.
So kind of like Triple T, but graduated up with an actual pro on the team.
Yeah.
And so we're going to try that out actually tomorrow. We're going to I asked people on Twitter like what kinds of topics they'd be interested in. Gave a little poll, and the reaction was amazing. Incredible. I was blown away by it. And so tomorrow on my own channel for twitch.tv/JulesRPG, we're going to record the first pilot episode. Like we don't even have a name for this thing yet. It's like you don't even know what to call it. Just trying out the ideas. How is it going to work? What's the general feel of it? And how do people react to it? And we're going to be talking about dealing with toxic people. The whys and the understanding of why people act the way they do. What's the actual like psychology behind this? Yeah. And so I'm really, really stoked. It was kind of one of those moments where something bad happened to me and a friend reached out and we talked about it, and it just turned into a possible really good idea. So
that's awesome.
Yes. So I'm very excited by this. I want to do more. Just want to do content like that. It's just always been what I wanted to do. So I'm really stoked. I hope you guys will come and check it out. If you don't, I will have it up on my Twitch VODs as well and be able to share it hopefully on YouTube. And we'll go from there. Like again, like we don't even have a name for this show yet. I'm trying to, we've a document of stuff, but I don't even know what the name is. Right now, the placeholder name is the IRL show. So the IRL show with Jules and Ramadi. So we'll see if it works. So yeah, that's like, you never quite know when an inspiration is going to hit. You never quite know when something is going to cross your path, and you really just have to look for it and say, this could be a stellar opportunity to do this.
Yeah.
Because he is wanting to give back to the community. I am wanting to build more content. And this is a very relevant content piece that relates to the people that we already talk to. So it doesn't always happen this way. I mean, sometimes you wait, you want to do something and you don't exactly know where it's going to happen. But there you go. I've been streaming a lot. I've been making a lot of chainmail on Twitch. It's been pretty great. So I'm feeling okay. Today I had a really large bout of anxiety about the whole job situation, like a big one. Kind of just tried to chill myself out. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. Tried to chill myself out and just calm down. I'm feeling a lot more zen now than I was earlier today. It is so stressful to apply for jobs. It really is.
Yes. Oh, man.
So stressful. And it's just like, you don't know what they're looking for. And some of them, the application process is a nightmare. It's like, 17 questions of stuff, and make sure you insert this in your cover letter or it won't be considered. I mean, it's like ugh. It's so frustrating, man. Really.
Good grief.
Yeah. So that's kind of what's been going on with us. Today, we are going to do we're going to do a fun episode of the show. It's going to be a Tell Us One Thing episode, which we've got some questions from the chat room. We've got some questions from Twitter and some that I put in there myself because I looked them up and just looked for random questions on the internet. So chat room is welcome to be a part of this. You are welcome to throw in your Tell Us One Thing questions, and we will try to get to them as we can. I see a new one that Draven popped in there, so I will toss this in as well. Anything else that you have before we jump into it?
No, I think it's good. We can go ahead and jump on in and answer some questions. I like it.
I do have a Tell Us One Thing, but still, hold on.
We read your submissions because reading your mind would just be creepy.
That one's been a while. We haven't had that one out for a while.
I know. It's good to hear it again.
It is good to hear it again. Okay. So we start with the first one from Memeth on Twitter. He says, what's the favorite quote that inspires or makes you think? Mine is, if it harms no one, do it. Protect the weak from the strong. Okay. So do you have a favorite quote?
Whenever someone asks me that, I tend to just kind of go blank because there's a lot of quotes that I really love, but then the inspiring ones get mixed in with the movie quotes that I love and use all the time. So I'll start with an inspiring quote and then it'll turn into something from Christmas Vacation, or I'll start to think another one and it goes to Back to the Future or something like that. But one that I really like, that I kind of keep I try to keep in my head is, one of my favorite characters of all time television is Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of my favorite actors. He's also one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
One that I didn't really understand a whole lot growing up. I just really liked Star Trek, and that's why I love Data and Riker and all that stuff. But then I grew up and I was like, man, Picard is probably the best captain that we have ever seen on any TV show about space or anything, because he's just such a great character and so well written a lot of times. But I think one of my favorite quotes that he said, I can't remember the episode, but I've got it pulled up. It says, seize the time, live now, make now always the most precious time. Now will never come again.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's kind of a reminder that your days are limited. You have an expiration date.
Yeah.
There's, and it kind of blends into my word for 2019, rediscover.
Yeah.
Because I have to, that's another thing you think about, I'm, the clock's ticking. There's things I want to do before I leave this mortal coil, and I need to make some moves on it. I need to start thinking about it. So that's just one of my favorites, and it's one that it's actually the quote at the bottom of my my work email. So it's on my signature at the bottom of my email. So everybody that I send an email to at work gets it. And yes, Battle Panda, that is from The Inner Light. I remember that now. That's another reason. It's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's mine. So
I like that. So I have two. One is a role thinker. Well, kind of a thinker. It's a Maya Angelou quote, and it says, when someone shows you who they really are, believe them the first time. And this is a quote that I kind of stick in with my brain. I may have slightly changed it around, but you get the drill. This literally just happened to me last week, where I had an encounter with someone who didn't portray who they really were until I could, I had to see it. I had to actually see it for real. And then I'm like, that person has been this way this whole time. And I just was trying to avoid that, And we do that a lot with people, right? We do that with a lot of people. We're like, well, give them the benefit of the doubt. Well, no, usually it's the thing, if they show you that they're a really crappy person, they're probably a really crappy person. And so that one, and then The second one that I have is one that I just love, and it's from the musical Wicked. It's from the song For Good, and the line is, I can't say if I've been changed for the better, but because I knew you, I've been changed for good.
I know that. I do like that line.
Yeah. That's
Good song too.
It's a wonderful song, but I love how poignant that is. I do.
Oh yeah.
I love how strong that is. So those are the two that I would say.
I like it.
Yeah, you want to grab one from the list?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. What job would you be terrible at, Jules?
Daycare provider. Without question. That here's like the easiest answer to that question. Daycare provider. I don't like to be around little children, and if you made me have to do that for an entire 8-hour day for 5 days a week for 50 weeks a year, I would kill somebody.
Yeah. Oh boy.
There is no possible way I could be a daycare provider. There is no way.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where, like, you see on a sitcom or something, and it's like, oh yeah, I could totally handle these kids. It's great, it's wonderful, and then they do like the wipe, like on the screen, and then you're like tied into like the crib, and all the kids have like brooms, and they're like chanting around you, like they've got you like kind of almost looks like a stuck pig or something, like we've got you. You know, it's like
you're trapped.
Yeah.
Battle Panda just said, "Hey, Jules, prison or daycare?" I had to really think about that one.
Oh, that's a tough call.
I mean, I don't think in daycare I would have to worry about my physical safety. So I'd say daycare, but it would be probably just a doubt. Like, you could just put me there and not send me to prison.
Yeah, you wouldn't get shanked in a daycare, but you may catch the plague from one of the couple dozen kids that are sneezing on stuff and coughing.
Get the plague every week because everybody's sick, you know. The plague, hand, foot, and mouth disease, chicken pox, strep throat. No, thank you.
What's the disease of week? What's the disease of the week this time?
Yeah, no kidding. Pink eye. No, just no. Just no. How about you? What job would you be terrible at?
Oh man, whatever job involves me sitting at a desk all day, every day, just staring at a screen.
Yeah.
Either crunching numbers, or something that's devoid of people, something that you walk in, you do your job in silence, you do your job, and then you get up and go home. Like, that would be just, I would just go nuts. Just not having few human contact, not being able to express myself in any kind of way, just very by the book. Here's the stuff, here's your inbox, move it to your outbox, move the papers, just like a pencil pusher type of thing. I don't think I could do it well. I mean, if push came to shove and I had to do it, I would do it, but I would be not the best candidate for that position. I don't think. I think I need more than that. I need human contact.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, I kind of do that now in terms of just like, sitting down by myself at my desk and do my work, but I'm constantly talking to people all day, and it's just virtually. The thing that I had a temp job once way back, like I'd gotten laid off from a job and I was just taking temp jobs until I found a new one, and it was literally that. It was data entry in a cubicle, and you didn't talk to anybody. No one spoke to you all day. You came in, you did your job, and you left. And like, that is so isolating. This is so awful.
Yeah.
It was not good. It was not good at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, it wouldn't, I would slowly go insane, I think, if that's all I did.
Yeah. Battle Panda said he'd be terrible at anything outdoors, especially in the summer.
That's because everything wants to kill you outside down there, Battle Panda.
That's so true.
Especially in the summer, nothing's hibernating. It's all out there with like you got a target on your back.
It's hot and they want to kill you. So there you go.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Draven Dresden says, you just won the $500 million lottery. What are the first 3 things that you do with it?
Hire a lawyer, hire an accountant, buy a DeLorean. Those are the first three. I mean, y'all should have seen that coming. Like,
right? I know that. There you go.
I mean, pay off debt and student loans is number 4, but Draven only asked for 3.
He asked for 3. Yeah. So, yeah, mine would be the first thing is I'd hire an accountant for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'd buy a new car, and I'd take a trip to Hawaii, and then I'd go to Australia, and then I'd go to Japan, and then I'd come home. Maybe I'd stop in New Zealand too. But I would go like Hawaii, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and then come home.
Oh yeah.
I would just want to do it all.
Yeah, that would be so awesome. I'd love to go all those places.
Yeah.
It'd be in my top 10.
Be perfect.
So cool.
Yes. No, yeah. Like, I just want, like, I want a not 17-year-old car. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That's too funny. Okay, next one.
Let's see. What's something that's popular now that annoys you?
Snapchat filters. I hate them. Oh God, I hate them. I do. I understand that they're silly and they're funny, and I just don't. Why does everything need to be like your face gets super squished up and you've got dog ears on your face? I don't understand it. I don't like it. It drives me crazy. I did one Snapchat filter once, and then I was just like, F this. I don't like this. This is dumb. I don't get it.
Well, I don't really do Snapchat, so it's
No.
but I see all the pictures people will like share them on like Twitter or something like that. I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's okay. I have a friend who she uses one filter that like makes her eyes bigger. Like every picture she takes is of that, to the point that whenever I see pictures of her not with that filter on, I don't know it's her for a second, even though I knew her for years before Snapchat was a thing. That's now what I think she looks like in real life. Because it's not like super exaggerated. It's just enough where it doesn't look quite like her.
Yeah.
But it does.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. And so now it's like throwing off my facial recognition software,
Like, what do you really look like now? I know.
Yeah.
I think the one that makes me bonkers the most is like the dog and the bunny ones that make like a woman's face like super tiny, and then and their skin is all smoothed out, and it just, ugh. I don't like it. So that's mine. I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I just don't. I don't know why people are into it, but that's
Yeah. Mine is my get off my lawn because I don't understand it kids moment. Fortnite. I have never played it. I know what it is, but then I don't. And then it's just everywhere. I've never played it, never tried it. That could be something I stream one day just to be like, I don't know what's going on. I'm dead. Because I figure that's about how long I'll last. But yeah, it's just Fortnite this, Fortnite that. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. It's the weird thing that, like grandparents are like, what is it with this rock music? And it's me. And it's like, what is it with this floss dancing? Or whatever they call it. Like I see it and I'm like, what is this? Just kids.
It's and
get off my gaming lawn.
Yeah, it is the like people call it, the old people who don't know about it. What's this fork knife thing that you're talking about?
Fork knife. You guys want to play some fork knife? Hello, fellow teenagers.
There was something on Twitter that I saw where it was like an overheard at the store where a parent had gone to the store to ask for them to sell them fork knife, and they couldn't. They I guess trying to convince them that it was Fortnite. No, they said fork knife. I know that the kid said fork knife, and but I played Fortnite when it first came out. I played it for a couple days, and I am so terrible at it so terrible at the building that I was like, nope. I mean, the game itself is just not for me. It's not meant for me. So that's okay.
Yeah.
It's just not meant for me. I could play PUBG before I could play Fortnite. So
Never played that one either.
yeah, I've watched a couple of the tournaments for Fortnite, which is interesting because it's just such a free for all. It's chaos. It's how do these people actually manage to like hit things when they're on the move flying through the air? But you know, and Klein says, "Yeah, we did good when we played PUBG." Yeah, you know, that's a game where I could possibly play okay, but I am not a shooter. I'm not good at shooters, and so it just winds up being really frustrated, and now I'm dead. Or I never found the rifle, and now I'm dead, or you know, that kind of thing. So
Oh yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I get it. I understand what you're saying completely. It's like I just kind of let it go and say, yeah, I accept that this is a thing, and that's fine.
Yeah. It's like, it's whatever. It's like I'm good with the game. You know, I have enough addictions as it is with gaming. I don't need any more. Like
Yes.
I've reined in a couple of my like. I only play like 2 or 3 games besides mobile games. That's
Yeah.
about it.
You know what? Another one of those popular things that annoys me too. I can't stand
What's
it. I
that?
can't listen to is ASMR.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
talked about this before. Like, I've been watching a streamer recently, and he likes to eat on stream while he's talking to people.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, like, crunchy potato chips and things
Blech.
like that. I have to change the stream away when he does this because I can't listen to him eat. And
Well,
and I don't
yeah,
have
that's
like
just-
I don't have misophonia or anything like that. I just like I don't want to listen to someone eat, and because I'm just like blah. So
Yeah. Well, and
ASMR
it
is so weird to me.
yeah, well, you know, and it depends on the kind of ASMR it is because if it's like if it's like a meditation thing and someone's whispering like that one, I can get behind. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. But with the eating, I can't. Like my wife, she hates the sound of people eating.
Yeah.
You know, it sometimes gets to the point like if she eats her dinner faster than I do, I have to leave the room to finish my dinner because she's like, I can't stand, like, I'm not allowed to eat her, but it's just that. And then if we watch YouTube videos with that eating, we just have to fast forward and go through it. And you talking about that reminds me of the thing it's like called mukbang.
Yes.
It's starting Korea, like the people just eating on stream. I think PewDiePie did a video a few days ago that I watched of him like commenting on it, and the videos he played is for reference. I was just like, this is gross.
I
Just
know.
gross. People just getting right in front of the camera and stuffing their faces and making
Yeah.
weird noises.
The streamer
like-
that I watch has been doing that too. Like a full on Taco Bell meal with like chips and all this stuff, and I'm just like,
Gross.
I can't watch you eat this. Like I can't do this.
I mean,
It's
I
not my
love to eat.
thing.
I don't love to watch people eat like that. Ugh.
No, that's not
Gross.
entertainment to me. And again, I'm being like old lady Jules. It's like, hey, I know people are into this, and that's great if you're into it.
Yeah.
I am not into this. So
Well, it started because something like, you know, in Korean culture, people would eat a lot with their families. They would eat
Yeah.
together. And then now with with our way out our culture is now, people are very isolated in their rooms and their computers. And so they seek that to get that like familial
Yeah.
eating thing. And then of course it explodes and things need to be more extreme and more, you know, all this stuff. I'm like,
I know.
it's gross. Please no.
please no.
Gross. Yeah.
So true.
No thanks.
Thanks for
Blech.
the thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so what stat for your life would you most like to see?
Oh goodness. Gosh. I would like to see either a tally of how many times I've quoted a movie and which movie, like a top 10 of how many times I quoted Back to the Future, how many times I quoted The Matrix, you know, or Star Trek or something like that. I'd like to see those stats. Or probably another one that's kind of not obscure, but how many notes I have played on trombone since the first day I picked one up.
Oh.
How many notes, how many songs, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, how long have I played? Add up the entire time that I've actually played my instrument and just like, kind of like your slash played on all your alts in WoW and
Yeah.
add it together.
Yeah.
Same thing with that with the music. I think that'd be kind of cool to see how long I've been playing, literally how long did I play that instrument.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
So,
really good
yeah,
one.
something like that. Yeah.
There's a couple things that I would like to see. I would like to see how many words I have spoken on a recorded show. Like how many recorded words have I spoken in podcasting?
Mm-hmm.
How many hours have I podcasted over 6.5 years? How many times I've clicked my mouse buttons?
Ooh, yeah.
Considering being a gamer and playing playing Heroes of the Storm and World of Warcraft, and how many times you've clicked mouse buttons in your life.
Oh, yeah.
How many keystrokes I've done on keyboards. Draven's putting out random numbers in chat. Let's see. There's some things I don't want to know, like how many hours I've spent looking at social media, or how many hours I've spent sleeping, or it's just Kalani just said there's actually software that tracks that, particularly for MOBAs. I'm talking lifetime. Lifetime. For my life, since I started using a computer when I was in my teens. Like how many mouse clicks have I given over that time frame? It's got to be an insane amount of clicks. Yeah, just stuff like that. I would totally be fascinated if someone had that counter somewhere in the ether that tracked that on you.
That would be cool. That'd be cool to see those stats. That was a good question.
Yeah, this one was fun. I like this one. How many miles I've walked?
Yeah.
How far I've traveled in there too.
Oh yeah.
That would be very cool. Cool. Anyway,
it would be awesome. Oh, let's see. What do you think about game shows, and do you have a favorite one?
I used to love game shows when I was little. My all-time favorite game show, which is kind of weird to say this, is Card Sharks. Do you remember Card Sharks?
Not off the top of my head. Which one was that?
So I think it was probably from like the late 70s, early 80s, and there would be a board up in the front, and the contestants. You know this. You just saw it.
I just Googled it. Yeah, I do remember this one.
So it was like these massive playing cards, and you had to guess whether or not on the row that the card that came up would be higher or lower than the one that so that your next card would be higher or lower. And it just traveled up like shorter and shorter rows. And then you have to answer questions to get to be able to do this. It was so cheesy, and I thought it was the most exciting thing to be like going higher, lower. And it had like, is there a Card Sharks theme that I could find? Let's see. Card Sharks theme. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to play this on the stream, but you won't be able to hear it, so you have to play it for yourself.
Okay.
Oops, hang on a second. I got to do this. Hold on. It's got to go the right way. There. Oh my god. Let me see if it's like... This is an old version of it too. 86 to 89. Oh, this is the probably one. Oh man, loud. Wow, that's so old. The questions were really easy. That's right. So anyway, Card Sharks. That's the one I would call.
That's really cool.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh goodness, yeah. I like game shows a lot. I like the trivia games, where, the knowledge stuff. I was a big fan of The Price is Right growing up.
Oh yeah.
Because my great grandmother watched it. She raised me during the day. My parents would let me stay with her during the day, and she would kind of take care of my sister and I when we were really, really little. And we watched Bob Barker every day, 5 days a week for years. And so that became my favorite back then. And I love watching the game shows. I like answering the questions, Jeopardy. If I know it, I'll answer it back. And,
Yep.
it's a lot of fun because then you kind of learn something too. So yeah, I would say my favorite is Price is Right's definitely one of them. Supermarket Sweep was another one that I watched
I watched that too.
of.
And you'd be like,
Oh.
why did they grab all the turkeys? Because those are the most expensive ones.
yeah. You go straight for the freezer section and get like
Yeah.
6 turkeys and take a cart of turkeys back. I mean, you had to.
Oh,
There was
man.
there was another game show, Shop Till You Drop. I watched
Yep.
that a lot.
Remember
Watched
that
both
one?
of those a lot. Those are two that I really, really remembered a lot. But of course, there's the classics: Wheel of Fortune, Price is Right, Jeopardy. Love those. I'm not a fan of reality TV shows, game show things. Not really, because they always infuse all this drama and stuff. And I'm just like, just ask them questions, make them do zany things like Double Dare on Nickelodeon. Love Double Dare. Legends of the Hidden Temple. That was another favorite game show of mine.
Oh, yes.
All those kind of things on Nickelodeon in the late 80s and through the 90s. All of those game shows that they did. I loved all those too.
Do you remember Press Your Luck? Remember that one?
Yes.
No whammies, no
Yep.
whammies, throw stop.
Big money, big money. Yeah.
I
There
love
was
that one too.
Did you hear about the guy that won like over $100,000 on that show because he memorized the patterns?
Yep.
And they had to give him the money because he didn't break any rules.
I remember
no rules
reading
about
that.
that.
I remember reading
Yeah.
that.
He was just like, yeah, I just memorized. And so, yeah, it was that was another one I liked too. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I did watch quite a few of them when I was little because that was a lot of the times what was on TV. And so, and then they got Game Show Network, and then you could watch all of them, after school. Just watch it on cable. So I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Battle Panda AU says, favorite game of all time, favorite game, RPG, action, or favorite console. So, yeah. I don't know if it's he's saying your favorite game of all time in all the genres or just your favorite game of all time. This one's hard.
Yeah.
This one's hard.
It's a very, very tough one because is it like the most influential one is your favorite or, because it's tough. It's like having 150 kids and which one's your favorite? Like you can't, because there's just so many. I mean, of course, I could go to the easy answer and say, wow, because I've been playing it the longest consistently of any game I've ever played.
Yeah.
I mean, or I could say it's the Matrix Online because it was such a huge impact to me and it brought me into the world of online gaming because it was the first MMO I ever played. Or I can even go back to Mario Brothers because that was, other than the Atari, that was one of the most impactful systems for me growing up. But
okay.
I think
it's favorite game, favorite genre, and favorite console or...
Okay.
Okay.
I would have to say my favorite game is Dance Dance Revolution. I'll go ahead and say that one.
Okay.
Because it was very unique and it will still is. They haven't stopped making them, but it's one I always go back to. I always get a smile on my face when I go in an arcade and I see it and I have to get up on there and play. It's just it really brought me out of my shell and when I was in college and really helped, kind of make me a more confident gamer because I got proficient at the game and that helped me lose weight and that helped me develop social skills because I ended up working at the arcades and that kind of really brought everything out and kind of was a good step towards who I am today. So I'd say that. I'd say my favorite genre I'd probably say rhythm games just because they're so fun, just all those rhythm games like that. Even though I do love a good MMO. I mean, like WoW and stuff, and shooters are fun, although I need to get better. Favorite console? Probably the PlayStation 2. That'd be my favorite. I dug in so deep on the consoles. And yeah. So I would say PlayStation 2 is my favorite.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
This is so hard. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to say my favorite game is Mass Effect 2. Because that game introduced me to the world of story games, of RPGs, of, just this. There was just something that impacted me so much about that game. And I fell in love with that genre at all. Like, just totally. So I'm going to say Mass Effect 2. I'm still a huge Mass Effect fan. I will always be. Favorite genre, RPGs, like story games. For sure. Like, I love games like Life is Strange and the Telltale series of A Wolf Among Us and Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, even though I had to stop playing it because it was zombies and zombies freaked me out. Stuff like that. Favorite console? I mean, I've been a PC gamer constantly throughout the whole type, but I didn't have a lot of consoles. Atari 2600 though was my first console, and that was my by far my favorite. Like playing Space Invaders and Missile Command and Pac-Man and all of those games on there. Pitfall, that was like what solidified me in total gamer status. So my Atari 2600, I miss you. I miss you a lot.
Oh, that is awesome. It's a good system. Paved the way for just about all the rest of them.
Yeah. Okay, I think we can pick 2 more.
Okay, let's see. I think I know what I would like the last one to be.
Yeah. Okay. I know what that one is.
Is there one that's... Okay. Let's see. Is there one that sticks out besides that one for you?
Let's say... Oh, let's do the one that Draven just put into the chat room. Something you want to do or try in 2019.
Goodness. I mean, I'm going to go on my first cruise, so that's something I'm going to try, but that one's too easy. Gosh, that's a tough one. We're only 3 days in.
I know. You're like, what should I do?
What do I want to try? Oh, goodness. No, not cocaine, Battle Panda. Battle Panda cocaine. No Michael Caine here. Goodness. Gosh, I don't know. Is there one that pops into your head?
Okay, so this is kind of a silly one, but I'll put it out there anyway. I have this obsession, and I've not tried it yet, and I really do want to try it. I want to eat a beef Wellington. I have seen beef Wellington, cooking shows and people putting it up on Reddit as I made a beef Wellington. I want to try a beef Wellington so bad, you have no idea. And 2019 is gonna be my year where I will go out to a nice restaurant and I will have beef Wellington if they serve it. Because you have to go to like a certain place that makes it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like that's all I want to do is like try beef Wellington. It's so weird.
Oh no, it's not weird. There's cool food I wanted to try. That's a good choice.
Okay, all right. It's like, what do you want to do? I want to eat a beef Wellington. I
Yeah.
know I want to go try Gordon Ramsay's one that Draven just said. I want to do Gordon Ramsay's beef Wellington. Can someone just like ship me out to Vegas or wherever his restaurants are and just let me have one? Because that would be amazing. That would be incredible.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Happy birthday to me. How about you? Have you thought of anything?
Oh man. Well, what's something that I would like to do, and I've kind of talked to our friend Evilani about it, is go visit Arizona.
Oh yeah.
And go see, because there's like a dozen and a half of some of my closest WoW friends that live or are about to live there. And I haven't been there in a long time. I went spring break, gosh, over a decade ago, I think.
Yeah.
Now. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I'd love to go and have some people I can hang out with and go see the sights and just spend time with people outside of BlizzCon, because that's usually the only time I see all of those people. Nowadays is just BlizzCon, and it's like, I miss you guys more than that.
Yeah.
So
no
I would
kidding.
love to do that.
And actually, it's a great opportunity for a one-stop shop with a lot of really awesome people. Like,
Yeah,
that's a really smart idea.
And I mean, Southwest, I always fly Southwest. It's a direct flight from Little Rock to Phoenix. And
There
so,
you
I mean,
go.
it's just like boom, boom. There you go. So, yeah, I think I've been talking to Eve about it. So that's something I'd like to do just for a long weekend or something. Wouldn't be relatively expensive,
No.
but just to go pop over there, pop back over a few days. So that's something I'd like to do.
There you go. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
All right. So then we will close up the Tell Us One Thing segment with this from Draven Dresden. Your favorite Triple T memory.
All of them. No.
Cop out answer.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh god. It's not really something that I could think of as just one memory. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I may name 2 or 3. I'd say our first, one of them was our first panel at PAX South.
Yes.
When our first panel there with Dr. Bean.
You were
That would
so
be
nervous.
one. Oh man, I was. Goodness gracious.
You were so nervous and but as soon as we got going, you were fine. But it was like stage fright was there.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was happening.
I mean, we had a good turnout. And
We
it
did.
was like a full room, and I'm like, imposter syndrome was just
Yeah.
like in full effect. I'm like, I don't deserve to be up here. I'm so nervous, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, once we got started, it just went and just went. It was great. I'd say another one is when we got to interview the guy from ILM.
Yes.
After the Warcraft movie came out.
Yes.
That was so cool, getting to kind of nerd out about movies and movie magic, and what a just honestly benchmark of cinema and CGI technology that Warcraft forced them into.
Yeah.
And we see the effects of that today, all the way to things like Ready Player One and some of the Star Wars movies, and just the way that the technology has built upon that
Yes.
to keep us going forward. And then finally, that last quick one is the first time I met you in person. It was before I even did anything for Triple T besides just helping out on audio bits. Was there in the Hilton lobby on my first BlizzCon. It was your first BlizzCon too, 2013.
It was 2013. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember exactly where I was, what I was wearing, and you yelling at me and running over. I think that's number one for me.
I remember what you were wearing. I remember what I was wearing too. Like that's just that was that moment where we were just like, hi, oh my goodness. Yeah. So the ILM episode that was with Jeff White. If you guys are newer listeners to the show and wanted to go back and listen to that was from 2 years ago, roughly 2 years ago. Chance meeting from basically from someone I worked with who knew someone who knew him, and they got me the contact with him, and he came on the show, and it was super cool to talk to him. Industrial Light and Magic, and talking to this guy from this, rando podcast people. It was pretty neat. Let's see. I have so many. Going all the way back. The first podcast that we had Jim Beverly on. That one was an incredible moment in podcasting, to have him tell his story, because I didn't know him. I didn't know anything about him, and he told that amazing story. It just blew me away, and I knew that we had something special going on for this show. Meeting Navarre Impossible in person at BlizzCon after many letters coming into the show, that is most definitely a pivotal moment, and I have told that story a couple of different times on different shows. That was an incredible moment. Going to PAX South was incredible. That was a great memory. That was doing that panel and just having those people able to look at you and nod at you while you're talking, and have them just kind of like in the palm of your hand, just reacting to what you're saying, and, getting people to like nod and smile and clap, and best feeling in the world.
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah.
the first time that we've had both doctors being on the show separately, Anthony first and then Holiday. Those were some incredible moments of just great shows where we're like, wow, this content is incredible and I love it. And this is so proud of it. Yeah, there was just so many. And then going to Con Before the Storm the first time when you and I signed at a table at BlizzCon, that was, and meeting some of our longtime fans who had just gotten the chance to see us in person for the first time, getting hugs from them. Con Before the Storm 2016, I think, is when we met Anthony, Perfect Nomad, where he came up to our table wearing his armor, and he's like, I'm a huge fan. That was great. Turned into a great friendship.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, just so many. Like when you guys started putting in the chat room, like started taking show titles for the chat room, when they started responding with /moo after the show was done, all of the taste testing stuff that was done in the early days, and then like later on when Marconin came in, me trying musk lollies on the air and Marmite. Oh man, we've had some really, really fun moments on the show, and
we really have.
Yeah, there's so many good ones. There's so many good memories. Yeah. And hard ones too. Like just there's like you guys have been on that journey through a whole lot of stuff. Like a whole lot of stuff for both of us. Like transitions and life changes and all of that kind of thing. And you guys were there for all of it. It's pretty amazing. So trying to pick one would be really tough. But yeah. I mean, if anybody asks me what my most pivotal podcasting moment is, it is when I tell the story of meeting Navarre in person. I just saw them, actually. I saw him and Steph for dinner last week.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, it was great. And but it's good stuff. Just really good stuff. So I think that's going to do it for the Tell Us One Thing. We do have a letter of feedback with a little twist. So I'm going to play this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now bring you... Whoa, that's a lot of feedback.
Draven linked the Marsha prompt. Yes, that Marsha, that was something that will never live down. Okay, where's my email?
Nope.
Okay, so little backstory on this that I'm about to do. This letter came in from Draven Dresden last night. I was streaming some chainmail stuff. And he came into the chat and he said, I did something and you can't read it. You can't read it now. You can't read it until I can tell you that you can read it. And I said, okay. And so I haven't read this. I don't know what it is. The only thing it says is good riddance in the in the subject line. Now, Marconin has read this because he didn't get the warning, because every time someone sends a letter to the Triple T mailbox, Marconin gets a copy. And there, too. So, and now Marconin just asked Draven if he should read the letter. So, if you want to read the letter, I'm fine if you want to do it. Do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it pulled up.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. One sec. I'm going to clear my throat. Okay. Here we go. To the horribly abusive hosts of Tauren Think Tank. I can't believe it's been 300 episodes of your podcast. I would congratulate you, but never once have you even offered to pay for my extensive medical bills. Never once have you even asked me if I was okay with being kicked every week. You barely even felt sorry for invading my personal space, let alone the time taken away from my own personal projects. I swear, if the Horde end up winning this war, I'm blaming you. If I can't tinker, I can't tinker if I'm at the doctor. I can't tinker if I'm laid up in bed with a busted tailbone and broken limbs. So, congratulations on 300, I guess. Gary, the gnome. P.S. Attached, you will find my most recent medical invoice. If you could kindly pay for this as soon as possible, I would be greatly appreciated.
goodness.
Yeah. See, truth be told, when I saw this, I thought it was somebody trying to be a butthead about it, because I saw the thing and I instantly went to someone who's going to be a jerk and saying they're happy the show's ending. So I like my defenses went up and I was like, "Grr." And then I started reading it and I'm like, wait, I remember this email, Draven.
So he warned me, but he didn't get a chance to warn you in time. So you of course read it and then saw his warning after you'd read it. So let me just tell you this. It is a very, very difficult task for me to have something sent to me and then be told you can't read it. It is very difficult for me to not do something like read it. So like Draven requested that we add a channel to our Discord where the fans could talk to each other, but not to us. And I promised, and I have kept that promise, that I will not read it. I don't see it. I don't know what's going on in there.
Same here.
It is so hard though. And Kalani said he sent me something in Discord. Oh my goodness. He sent me the picture. So there's one picture of you and I doing the live recording from BlizzCon. I think this is 2015.
Oh yeah.
When you and I recorded a live show in the Frog Pants.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. Sorry, this is gonna look weird.
Hi everybody. I'm in the corner of the
You're
thing.
probably seeing this weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is. Let me get this back. So in the other one is a picture of us doing our little panel.
Oh yeah.
Remember the little panel that we did discussion where we had at Calm Before the Storm when you and I did a little thing there. That there's a picture of that too in there.
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, that's so great. Oh man. That's so great. I love it. Okay, that makes me happy. And it was really well done, Draven. That was most excellent.
Yeah, I really like that, and thanks for letting me read it. I read it aloud.
No, I'm glad that you asked because I had no idea. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what I was looking at. So that is most awesome. I love it.
And he even has an invoice that he made.
Well, now I can look at it.
Now you can look at the invoice. And yeah, so far it's
my gosh,
about $250,000 gold.
It's an actual medical invoice. Let me download this. I'll put it up on stream so you guys can see it. It's a PDF. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let's do this. Hold on.
That was really cool, Draven. Thank you for that.
Add source, media file. Let me just wait for this to load. If it will load. Shoot. Okay, it's not loading up there. Sorry, guys. It says basically on it, the patient's name is Gary. He's a weight of 62 pounds and a height of 3'8". He's been given codeine for corrective surgery for a broken tailbone again. It says again in parentheses. 3 times daily for 7,368 gold pieces. An overdue balance of 246,000 gold pieces. He's Dr. Dranzel, MD-ish.
Well, if there is a silver lining, I do have that much gold in WoW, so I could pay it for it. But we're gonna have to wait 2 more episodes to see if we have to hurt him again.
Yeah,
so.
we'll lose Marconan's picture again if I put it in Discord, so I'll put it in later. This is I'll put it in Discord too. This is so great.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, so that's going to do it for this episode, but let's put this out here right now. This is episode 298. 299 is next week, all things hoping that they stay that way. We don't have a topic for it. We do have a topic for 300. So this is your last chance. If you would like to get a topic into the show before we close it down, before we say goodbye, you have one more shot. That's it. If you're coming in like at the finish line here, we are going to be ending Tauren Think Tank in 2 weeks, which is episode 300. So, yeah. So if you have something that you want to get into the show, please do. Otherwise, we're going to make something up. So we'll come up with something.
And we would love for you to be you out there. Yes, I'm talking to you. We would love for you to be the last third chair in Triple T history.
Yeah.
So if you've got something that you wanted to say or something you want to talk about, please tell us. Please email us at questions@taurenThinkTank.com. You can message us on Discord, tinyurl.com/TTTchat2 for the Discord info. Please get it in because we would love to talk about it.
Yeah.
And we'd love to send off the show in a great fashion and helping those out there that need some help and discussing things that people want to discuss. So if you would please do that for us, we would be very, very grateful.
Absolutely. So what is going on for the next 7 days until we meet again?
Oh, well, I mean, really, it's not a lot. We're in the post-holiday kind of semi-slow down at work. I'm still having full days, but they're not as stressful and not as involved. Just lots of people that got a TV for Christmas that want it on the wall, and that's it. So just like, oh, there you go. It's on the wall later. And so things they've calmed down a good bit, which has been nice. It's been very nice. I'll just be kind of relaxing and thinking about how I want to play the streaming thing after the show is over, because I'm going to try and do a couple of Lego builds, try and experiment with multiple cameras at the same time and kind of get us set up to do that. Just kind of seeing what I want to do. Don't really know, but I know I need to do something because I was talking to my wife about it and she's like, you're a creative person. We both are. You need to do something creative or you're going to get bored. And I agree. I thought about making more custom Funkos because I've only made one and it's most certainly not for sale. So
sitting on my shelf as we speak.
Yes. It is the custom Jules Funko.
Yes.
And so I would like to do a couple more. I have some ideas. So yeah, we'll just kind of take a look and see where I'm going next. So if y'all have any ideas or suggestions where you want Mark Conan to go after this, you can send me a message on Twitter at Mark Conan Wow, or you can email the show too. So yeah, give that a shot because I will take any and all suggestions. May not take all the suggestions.
I think since your wife is doing the Instagram thing with her digital photos, that you could do an Instagram with your screenshots and wow.
True. Yeah, I could do that.
You could totally do that.
I got plenty of screenshots to pull from and frame. Yeah.
I feel like that could be, an easy way for you to stay contacted and build an audience with and maybe even do a stream or two where you're actually capturing those screenshots and showing people how you frame them and that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like you've been having such good times with your wife doing the digital photography. This is just a different version of it, but it's really specific to you. So
yeah, that's very true. I like that idea.
Yeah, think about it. Might be something cool for you to become a little Instagram star in the making right here.
Yeah, think about it. I'll just lay off the Snapchat filters before I do.
Please do. I mean, please. No offense if you love Snapchat filters, audience. No offense. I just don't. No. I just don't.
To each their own.
Yeah. No, it's good to be good.
What about you? What are you gonna be up to the next week?
So the next thing up is going to be this trial show with Ramadi on talking about psychology and gaming. So that's going to be tomorrow is the test. After that, I have no idea what our schedule is going to be like. Everything is a little bit weird because I don't know what my schedule is like during the day because of, possible job interviews and stuff. So I may have to start shifting things just to night time and leave them open just to see. We'll see. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be tomorrow at 1:00 at twitch.tv/JulesRPG. You can come by and see that. And the other part of it is, just me trying to keep my anxiety levels down.
Yeah.
It's very, very hard for me to not have solid employment or know I can rely on this next paycheck coming in. So I'm just, it gets my anxiety up a lot. Streaming helps to distract me a lot from that. I can spend time with people and I can make stuff, and I've been selling some things, which has been really nice. And so it just helps me stay focused. It's when I'm not streaming that it's the bad part. So,
Yeah.
you know, trying to keep my anxiety levels down is just, ugh. Anyway. So that's going to be the next, you know, so I'll be streaming this weekend for sure. I think I'm going to take Saturday off and just do Sunday. So we'll see. But
Sounds good. Yeah.
just trying to keep my cool, trying to keep my head level and not stress out too much. So that's the goal. So, yeah. With that, I think that we will bring this show to a close. And I need to go get my stuff for that. Because, like, where's my stuff? The right stuff. Now I got it. Like we always do. Just like this. Tauren Think Tank is supported by you, our fans. Thanks to each and every one of you who supports us every month on Patreon. That Patreon is going to be closing down next week. So we thank you all for the support that you've given us for many years. And that's all I can say about it. I mean, if you want to jump in there like right before I close it down, you can do it at patreon.com/Tauren Think Tank. But that's what it is. That's your news about Patreon. I'm shutting it down next week.
Also, portions of the music and sound effects heard on this show, you can find them at incompetech.com and at freesound.org. You can also find us outside of the show on our website, and that's at taurenThinkTank.com, of course, which has all of our podcasts and information on how to get in touch with us, too.
If you'd like to meet other members of the Triple T community, our Discord server is there and it's not going anywhere. The quick way to get there is tinyurl.com/TTTchat2.
It is, and you can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/TaurenThinkTank. You can find us on Twitter for the show at Tauren Think Tank. You can also find Jules at Jules RPG and Marconin at Marconin Wow. And if you want to get a soon-to-be vintage, out-of-print, retro Tauren Think Tank merchandise like a shirt or a sweatshirt, laptop cases, bunch of cool stuff, you can go to taurenThinkTank.com/store. Be one of the cool kids that could say, I like Tauren Think Tank before it got done.
Before it got done.
Before it stopped broadcasting.
Remade. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight, hanging out every Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central for 2 more weeks. You can find us at the video stream at twitch.tv/Tauren Think Tank. We love seeing you here with us. However, you can consume the content, and thank you for all your downloads if you are not here live. Marconin?
Jules?
Thank you for a very fun little Tell Us One Thing episode. I enjoyed this one.
I enjoyed it too. It was really good to kind of just cut loose and answer some questions. It was a lot of fun. So thank you. Thank you for the show again today. It was wonderful to see you.
And we'll be back next week with our 299th episode. We look forward to that. I know, my mind is blown. For myself, for Marconin, for the entire chat room. Until next time, /moo, everybody.
/moo.
Tauren Think Tank. We make your problems less bad.
Oh, I just thought about what it's going to be like to do that the last time.
Yep.
Oh, that's going to be really, really hard.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So what do you think? Shirt and tie for the last episode, or
Yeah, I mean, it might be a formal night. It might be a good
funeral
formal night.
black, or
Ooh, I just got hit with that hard though. I was like, oh my God, that last one's gonna be so hard. Ooh.
Yeah. Hardest /moo ever.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
And of course, Draven's coming out of the gate with our show titles. Risk with bunnies, still a tight head. Jules would kill somebody. Big eye filter.
Big eye filter.
Beef Wellington.
Beef Wellington.
Yeah.
I kind of like Battle Pandas though. Tell us one last thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Dang you, Battle Panda.
Oh, the crying is gonna be so much.
Yep.
Oof.
It's going to be bad.
Oh,
Oh.
it's gonna be really, really tough episode to do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really
It's-
hard.
Yeah, it really, really is. And then I have to go to work the next day.
I know,
That's
right?
gonna suck.
That's gonna suck really bad. That's gonna be really, really bad.
Yeah. We could just name episode 300 /moo everybody.
Yeah. Or the last moo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See moo later.
See you later. Yeah. It like the last couple of times where I've done the outro, and it hits me. Each time it hits me, I'm like, oh, we're getting to that point where that last one is gonna suck so bad.
Yep.
And it's gonna suck really bad.
Well, if we stay on target, last episode will be on my dad's birthday.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You guys are gonna make me cry. Stop.
Yeah.
Ah,
Thanks, man. The Star Trek one too.
dang it. Like,
Yeah, don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Yeah,
oh,
that's
yeah,
a good one too.
for sure. I mean, it's gonna
Oh.
be. You're already making me cry.
Yeah.
You're right, Queen. It's just, yeah. I mean, I know that it's the right decision. It's just not going to be the easy decision. That's for sure.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. That's going to be so tough. But we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll get there. So, yeah. Anyway, I like the emotion wall just hit me as that was ending, and I'm like, oh shit, oh no,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
no.
when I was doing the /moo. I was like /moo. I was like,
Oh.
dang it.
God damn it. You guys are right though. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Kalani sent me. I think he sent me the pictures too.
Oh, you got them too, so you
Yeah,
can
he
see
did.
them. Cool.
That's cool. Yep. Good times. Very good times.
I love them, Vosh. Those are great.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I've got a pile of tissues on order right now. I ran out of I have a box of tissues next to my computer, and I ran out, and I was like, oh, I'll just go to the closet, get more. Totally out in the closet too. I'm like, damn it. So I had like one last half, like a quarter of a box, and so I'm like, I'm ordering a whole bunch from Amazon so I don't run out of tissues, because by the time we hit the ending of Triple T, there's gonna be a whole box gone. It's just gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad.
It's gonna be tough. I am not looking forward to it.
No, yeah, you guys are just gonna have to be prepared for a whole lot of crying. A whole lot of crying. I mean, even the topic, I mean, we'll tell you right now, it was given to us by you guys, about how you say goodbye to something that you love, or something that means a lot to you, or something that's been a big part of your life. I saved it. It was in the Discord. It was given to us by you guys months ago, and I saved it for that last one, because how could you not use that for the last one? It's like the most fitting thing you could do. So
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a sad day.
Yeah. So we don't know
Gonna
what
need
the
all-
topic is going to be next week, so there won't be as much crying, but there will be some, I'm sure.
There'll be some.
There'll be some.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
Goodness.
I know. All right. We've got... Yes, we've got the show title. I put it in there. I think that's going to be it for us tonight.
Mm-hmm. I think so. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, please give us a topic for next week. This is your last chance.
Last call. Closing time.
Yep.
There's a call in the closing time.
Ugh.
I know, it's blowing my mind too. It's blowing my mind too. All right, you guys. Thank you, chat room, for being with us tonight. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being a part of the show and adding all of your fun little tidbits to that. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Yep. We
Slash
will.
moo.
Stay safe out there. I hope you have a wonderful week. Enjoy your weekend. See your family. Pet your pets. Talk to your friends. And love everyone you can.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
Mwah. Slash moo, everybody.
Slash moo guys. Take care.